How's it going, everybody? Here we are with part 2 of our Russian FSB Mountain Ration. Now this is where we get into the cool part, actually, because we have the retort pouches, and this one we're going to choose for lunch is beef with pasta. Now I've yet to see a pasta meal in a IRP or any of the Russian stuff. Feels kind of solid. I'm just going to break it up a little bit, but we're going to use it. Beef with pasta. We're going to go with their, it says sausage amateur, which I believe is just a pate. We've got our cheese spread. We're going to try our chocolate spread. Of course, have a cup of coffee. And we've got another one of our berry drinks, which I'm not going to mix up the sports drink. These make great little stuffers and boxes when we send them out and share with each other. Now, here's one of the neat things that goes along with having the retort pouches is having a Russian flameless ration heater. So I tried to translate the best I could with this. We're just going to kind of wing it a little bit. So we tear off the top of the bag. If it'll tear. Okay. And we'll have to remove the instructions. And here's our heating element, and I guess I guess we'll just put the heating element back in there. I thought it was something that you would actually take out of this pouch, but I'm guessing not. So we're going to stick this back in. We're going to put our meal inside of there. Actually, no, we're not. I think you're supposed to just wrap it over. It's kind of vague on that, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it around the pouch. So we'll add our water, and I'm just going to kind of add some. I don't know how much to actually... Well, it heats up pretty darn fast. I will say that. It's already steaming. So let's get this wrapped around. Well, I don't think that's even going to wrap around. Wow, that is one hot pouch. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to drop this down inside. Well, naturally, we can't get it right. Okay, I finally got that. I just went ahead and put it inside of there. That is one hot, extremely hot ration heater. It is, I had to use tongs to actually get the ration, the meal inside of the bag. That is an extremely hot, extremely fast acting heater. So we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side so I can work with the rest of this meal. And I don't think it will take any time to heat. So we've got that. Next up, we're going to make up our coffee. I do love the Russian coffee. I just cannot believe how fast that thing cooked off. A little water. All right. Next up, we're going to open up our sausage amateur. See what we have there. All right. Going to open up our cheese. This is one of my favorite. I love this more than the American cheese, American MRE cheese. Let's go ahead and move this. Okay, that's still heating very nicely. Let's check out our chocolate spread. All right. And like I said, we're not going to mix up the powdered drink, and we're also not going to eat our candy bar. I didn't think about it. This came with the 5 candy bars, of course, but you know, we've seen them in the breakfast, so no sense in rehashing that. And again, like the energy drink. Okay, let's go ahead and get our crackers. And we'll try the sausage and the cheese while our main is still heating. First, let's check out the amateur sausage. That seems to be fairly solid. Oops. Get that, and we'll just put it right on a cracker like that. Kind of a little weird coloration on that, I'm going to guess, based just on the fact that it was in the foil pouch. So we're going to give this a try. Yeah, that's a little salty, really smooth. It's not a cream like a pate. It's almost like a minced corned beef in a can. Really tasty. I'm definitely enjoying this. Let's go ahead and try the cheese. Like I said, this is one of the ones I really enjoy. It's always creamy. It's got a great flavor. I could sit and eat this all day. So let's put the cheese on the cracker. And we'll put a little bit of the sausage on there as well. And whoa. There we go. Two of them together, absolutely fantastic. Honestly, these two alone, I could make a meal out of. Let's get a little cup of coffee or a drink of coffee to wash it down. Good as always. I'm gonna guess the ration heater. Wow, boy, that is still hot. But we're gonna open this up now, and it's just still steaming. Let's pull this out and check out our this isn't as hot as it probably should be. It is in spots, but I'm gonna go ahead and open the pasta with beef and see what we got here. Okay, it's elbow macaroni, quite a big portion of it. You can see the beef in there. There's carrots. And again, this is the first time I've seen, well, this didn't get as hot as I would have liked. It's the first time I've seen pasta in any of the Russian dishes. So let's just give the pasta a taste by itself first. Wow, that's really good. There's no sauce with it, but it almost tastes like a macaroni and cheese. Just going with the fat from the meat. The pasta's done perfectly. It's got a good flavor to it. Let's try the beef. Like I said, you can see little bits of carrot in there. And yeah, this one's definitely worth a try if you can get a hold of this particular ration. Ooh, see if we can get it clear there. Everything goes together well. It doesn't need any seasoning. Probably maybe a little pepper. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, let's add a little pepper to it. Whoa. I have to say that this FSB ration so far has been one of my favorite Russian, which they're generally one of my favorites to begin with. All right, let's try this with a little bit of pepper. Yeah, that definitely sets it off. I really cannot complain with this. I'm going to finish it up. Just delicious. I'm amazed at how well the noodles, or the elbow macaroni, how almost creamy in texture they are without being overcooked. That is absolutely fantastic. It's got a nice amount of grease to it, which I think is helping to give it that smoother texture. All right, we got to move on though. Let me get another drink of coffee to wash that down. Next, we're going to try the chocolate spread. It seems to be a little bit tough, or a little hard, I guess. We'll try this just on its own real quick. It's almost Nutella-like, but not completely. If I would have heated this up, it would have gone great on a say a muffin, or rather a cupcake. This would make a perfect frosting. Let's try it with the cracker. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Nothing to complain about there. Well, this has been lunch. We had our pasta with beef. Absolutely a fantastic meal right here. Main, the amateur sausage, delicious. The cheese, creamy, delicious. The chocolate spread, magnificent. So far, this has been perfect. We're going to go into dinner in a little while. We'll try that out and finish this ration up. And I cannot wait to get to the next meal. But I'm going to finish this first, so we'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, we're back with dinner. I've been waiting on this to give it a try. So now we have our, let's see, I have to use my cheat sheet here. This is buckwheat porridge with beef. This is ground beef is what it translates to. This is a rice with meat, I'm guessing soup. So we're going to go ahead and make that up. Then we're going to have our tea. We've got a little bit of pepper left in case we need it. Again, we have our third drink, mixed berry drink, which we're not going to bother fixing that up. I guess I could have moved everything over. All right, so there we go. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat up our main. And I'm not going to use my last flameless ration heater because I want to save that, maybe send it out to one of the reviewers, let them try it out and see how awesome that is. So we're going to go ahead and go get these heated up real quick. Then we'll get our soup mixed up. Actually, we can do the soup right now and get it started. We'll go ahead and put that in our Las Vegas cup that we got from none other than K-Man from MRE Info. Let's get that sliced open. Yeah, it looks just like a Lipton instant soup. Smells real savory. So we'll add our water and get that rehydrated and mixed up real well. Now, from what I understand, Russians don't eat soup for dinners or breakfast like I did in this particular meal, where I had it for breakfast and we're having it for dinner. But whatever, it would normally be a lunch thing for them, but since there were two of them in this ration, we're having both. Next up, let's get our tea going. All right. And next, like I said, we're going to go heat up our kasha with beef and our ground beef and get them started. What I was told was to mix the ground beef into the kasha with beef because there's not that much beef in this. So they would actually complement each other as one meal. So we're going to find out in a minute. So let me go heat these up and we'll be right back. All right, we're back with dinner. So I think I've got this heated up pretty well. One of the cool things with these pouches, by the way, they're like the Canadians, and these are gusseted so they can stand on their own. Even the smaller pouches are gusseted, so that's a great thing. Now, let's go ahead and open these up and see what... Well, see, this has a lot more. I can see the beef in it already. It's the first thing that's coming out. So this looks like one of the standard... oops, let's get some more of that out of there. That is a humongous portion. All right. Well, I seem to have lost my spoon. Luckily, we have a spare. Okay. So, the kasha with beef definitely has a lot of beef to it. To go with the kasha, we got a cold spot there. Let's go ahead and open up our minced beef or ground beef, and we'll see what it looks like. And that is just a giant bag of corned beef in fat. So we're just going to dump that in there with it. All right. And that looks fantastic as well. We got a little bit of juice going on now. Oops, get this over here. All right. Let's get our crackers out because this is going to definitely go well with our crackers. This looks quite hearty. I imagine for the mountain rations that they need, you know, a lot of the fats and just the hot meals to sustain themselves. So first we're going to check out the soup that we made up. Ooh, that turned into a giant mass at the bottom of the cup. All right, let's get that stirred. So you can see the rice, you can see carrots. There's little bits of beef in there. And other savory herbs. Let's give that a taste. Actually, I'm just going to drink it right out of the cup. Very savory, salty. It's basically a Lipton cup of soup in a pouch. It's actually really good, and I would definitely enjoy this. And there goes Oscar, of course, already. Absolutely fantastic with that. It's kind of, I would say, plain to the point. It is savory. It's got a lot of flavor, but it's still just a basic soup. Lipton cup of soup. Now let's try our kasha with beef. Let's get a spot where it's mostly just the what was in the first pouch. Perfectly seasoned. I always enjoy that. This is a pretty IRP staple is the kasha and beef. Let's try the corned beef with it. I don't know how they do it. They could use, the lowest cuts of beef. I don't know what they use, because every time I get these, just the flavor and the tenderness is just so amazing. I don't know how they do it. I really wish the U.S. would come up with some, with meat, or rations this flavorful, with so little in them. Oh, we got a vein here. Those are always gross to see. So yeah, this is a perfect meal. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to it. It definitely does not need salt. It's not overly salty. It just doesn't need the salt. Ooh, that's a lot of pepper. Okay. Now I just want to add some to it and just taste it. It's just truly delicious. And this is just going to be a fantastic dinner for me to finish. Get my tea. Delicious as always. And of course I did skip the fifth candy bar as well, just because we already saw that in the first meal. So this has been the Russian FSB Mountain Ration. I think I was a little I overshot the calorie count. I think it's about 5,000 calories for this. But in a high altitude mountain environment under a lot of pressure, this would definitely fulfill your needs for the day. The breakfast in this with the rice with raisins was a new one for me. That was delicious. The soups, of course, comforting. And of course, the sausage and cheese with the lunch and the chocolate spread were, definitely on par with, or I would say above, even the French rations that everybody loves so much. The mains were flavorful, perfectly cooked. The flameless ration heaters, they're definitely, I would say, faster acting and hotter than the Lithuanian, which are probably my favorites at this point, but this one's probably moved to the top for me. The drinks, of course, you got your tea, your coffee, and this one came with all three of the same drink, which was the mixed berry. Very delicious. How can you go wrong with these? Go out, get online, go to mrezone.com, see if Tim has these in stock. If he doesn't, I'm quite sure he can get more and will be probably getting more. If he doesn't, well, try a different ration. There are, several companies out there that sell them. I would contact Andrew over at Rations and More on eBay, or you can just do rationsandmore@gmail.com. He's another great seller. I know the two of them are buddies, and they work with each other quite a bit on getting rations for people. So try them out. See what works for you. Me personally, I love Russian rations. You may love, I don't know, German, which are good too, but just the same. So contact these guys, give them a try, enjoy. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I've got a big meal to finish here, so I'll be seeing you next time. Thanks.